Hey guys, Paradox here, and in this video we're going to be taking a quick look at the new QiYi WuXia M 2x2. So QiYi actually came out with a magnetic version and a non-magnetic version, so I think one might not be, yeah, this one is a non-magnetic, and this is the magnetic version. First impressions, it feels really sandy and smooth, and I like the turning of it. It's fairly fluid and it's pretty nice, and I'm not messing up or having any problems like I normally have with 2x2s. Like, I don't practice 2x2 much, so sometimes whenever I try to finger trick it, I mess up or something like that, but I haven't had any problems with it on it so far. When you turn the magnetic one, it has more of a subtle feel to it. It's a bit quieter. It's likely because the pieces aren't like moving around like that. They're more stuck together, whereas on this, they're able to like move around a little bit more. The non-magnetic version feels a little bit faster. It feels pretty loose, but when you're turning it, it seems stable enough and it's not that flimsy. So I'm actually going to go play with these 2x2s for a while, and I'll be back to do an average and talk more about them after I have a better idea of them. Alright guys, so I've been playing with these new 2x2s for a few hours now, and I formulated like a decent idea of what I think of them. So just to start off, I definitely like the magnetic one more than the non-magnetic. The regular one has a really tactile and crispy feel to it, kind of like a lot of Moyu's 2x2s. It's a really fast 2x2, and overall it's pretty good, and I'd say it ranks up with most of the other great 2x2s out there. The only thing that I don't really like about this is that if I turned really fast, or if I had extra rough turning, or if I was turning more aggressively than usual, then I'd get more lockups, and actually not lockups, I'd get more catches. Given that I do still get catches with like a lot of other 2x2s when I do this as well, but it's not as much on some other ones. So this one, I was feeling like I was getting some catches, and it was just really annoying. But if I was to turn like fairly accurately, and I was keeping track of my movements and stuff like that, then it was fine for the most part, and I didn't really have any problems with it. And compared to the magnetic version, the non-magnetic is a little bit more flimsy and a bit out of control. So if you watched my video on the Xinghan 2x2, I mentioned the same thing with the non-magnetic Xinghan and the magnetic one. So the non-magnetic was super out of control and fast, and it was really loose feeling, and it was very flimsy. But with the magnet, it just made it more stable, and like it was all more under control and stabilized. And so it's the same thing with the WuXia. The magnetic version is a lot more controlled and stable, and I'd say it feels a little bit slower, even because the magnets just like the force of the magnets slow it down. Like if you were to change up the stickers and everything, and like someone told you these are two different cubes, I'd probably believe it, because they do feel so different. You can't really tell it's the same cube, even though the only actual difference is that one has magnets and the other one doesn't. The magnetic one is a little bit more smooth and quieter feeling. If you guys have tried the Dian Zanchi 2x2, then you kind of know what I'm talking about. It feels a little bit like that, where it's really smooth and quiet feeling. And it's also a little bit blocky, like not too much, but just a little bit, like the Dian 2x2. The only thing, this is a bit lighter than the Dian 2x2. That one was a bit heavier and felt more full, I guess you could say. The WuXia feels more like modern, like recent 2x2s, a little bit hollower feeling and lighter. Initially out of the box, I said they had a bit of a smooth, sandy feel, but after doing a couple of hundred solves on both of these, that feel has now been diminished. But I was expecting that anyway, because it happens to pretty much all the other cubes that feel the same way out of the box. So anyway, overall, I really like both of these 2x2s. I do prefer the magnetic one over the non-magnetic. I think it's a little bit better. And if you have really rough turning and you turn more aggressively, you have a higher chance of messing up on the non-magnetic one as opposed to the magnetic version. But anyway, that was it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.